This is the mask that all men dream of. It doesn't just make you an 80-year-old bad old man. It can also transform into whatever you imagine in your heart. Regardless of gender, when Song Yunxiang put on the mask, surprising discovery! I actually became old in my previous life. But I haven't waited for him to come back to his senses. The maid suddenly opened the door and walked in to clean the room. When he saw the strange old man in front of him, immediately vigilant. Who are you? What about Master Yunxiang? Seeing this, Song Yunxiang wanted to go forward and explain, but who knew that the Qing dynasty directly stabbed it with a dagger? Fortunately, Song Yunxiang has rich combat experience. Colleague who avoids sideways. The backhand restricts the opponent's movement. You can't beat yourself. He wanted to yell to attract the attention of the innocent guards. But before he could speak, Song Yunxiang covered his mouth and nose. He looked at the ambiguous pose in the mirror with embarrassment. Then I remembered the 4 words that appeared behind the mask. Born from the heart. Could it be that you can follow your own thoughts? Shape it up. Thinking so far, he decided to give it a try. Then I only heard a swoosh. He actually turned into a maid in the Qing dynasty. At this time, the two still maintained the previous posture. And so it did. If you imagine yourself in your heart, you can freely transform. No wonder it just showed up. Turns out that's what my inner self really knows about me. Just thinking about this, Song Yunxiang couldn't help but feel a little sad. He used to be a broken soul. Waste that cannot summon new soul generals, but killed countless monsters alone. Guardian Terran for decades. You can face tens of thousands of powerful enemies. He fought alone and finally lost. We can only choose to self-destruct and perish with the new monsters. After decades of fighting, the other companions are dead. Only he is left to protect everyone. There was a buzzing sound. Several monsters appeared in the sky again. Attack the ground again. Time of crisis. Soul descent. Abyss Master flashed and fell in an instant, but this also caused serious damage to the mech. Immediately, Song Yunxiang used the Star Master system, called other Star Spirit Generals Star Master system. It was him in some civilization ruins decades ago. An unexpected mysterious power possessed the heaven-defying ability to copy other people's Star Soul Generals. Star Soul General, a phoenix that can transform and fly. The Star Soul will rise in white, balance strength and speed. Star Soul General, all being, it has a terrifying capacity for widespread destruction. Star General Female, capital Star General Guan Yu, and Star General Dragon Jump. They are all unparalleled strength types. But because his soul vein was incomplete when he was a teenager, leaving a lifelong hidden danger, as a result, only less than 20% of the combat effectiveness can be exerted. But now there are more and more cracks in the air. The monsters that appear are getting stronger and stronger. He alone is already alone. Ultimately, in order to buy time for the others to escape, he made a decision. Once entrusted the future to me. You apologize. Finish. He set himself on fire and blew himself up. Random. The beams of light sprinkled around like fireworks. The star monster that was hit suddenly turned into a ball of fire. Then there were continuous explosions. After a long time, the smoke clears. Only a pothole with a radius of several kilometers is left. Everything inside turned into nothingness. Hello, Song Yunxiang. Song Yunxiang. When he woke up and heard the call, he opened his eyes again. Find yourself in a strange place. The mirror reflects what it looked like at the age of 18. This is Lanzhou Tech Academy. I actually went back 60 years. 60 years ago, because he was born with a broken heart. He's a trash that the family hates. Dad, to protect him, find connections and send him to the eastern continent Tiandu. Nanzhou sacrifice of the United States. At that time, all he knew was wasting time, eat, drink, and have fun every day. After that, Tiandu was captured. The Song family was wiped out. Even the martial sacrifice was destroyed in the Shou dynasty. Fortunately, with the help of the new master system, just survived again and again. I didn't expect him to be reborn with himself. But unfortunately, the star soul generals copied before are gone. According to the memory of a previous life, in 3 days, the imperial court will attack the sacrifice. Instructor, classmate, elder brother, many will fight to the death in this battle. And he could only watch it happen back then? But powerless. But this time is different. He comes back with memories and experiences 60 years later. Song Yunxiang, take him away. Song Yunxiang, I'm going back. Lin Xia. Brother Yunxiang, big brother Yunxiang, I'll deliver out of stock. Yunxiang, you still owe me 3 things. Think of the past scenes. He vowed to change all his regrets. 3 days later, golden light erupted from Lo Song's room. Then he also stopped what he was doing. Although using these 3 days, breakthrough from the early yellow rank to the peak. But for the body with incomplete soul veins now, still too reluctant. In his last life, I didn't get the reconstructed bomb to repair my soul vein until I was in my 50s, although barely repaired, but it still leaves a hidden danger. Not only is it stuck in the holy step and can't go any further, the copied new soul general, it can only exert less than 20% of its combat effectiveness. Now just refine another remaking pill. You can leave no hidden dangers, completely repair the incomplete soul vein. Soon after, he arrived at the Nanzhou pharmacy. I want to pick up the Tianlong port booked a few days ago. But I was told by the clerk to wait a few hours. Hearing this, old Song looked helpless. But just right, you can first set up some formations to deal with the beasts. After arriving at the Jiwo Academy, searched for a few suitable locations. Although I only learned the fur of the formation in my last life. But for now, probably more than 100 years ahead of this era, unfortunately, the current level is too low. Only the deceleration array can be arranged to slow down the speed of the beast. When ready, I also received a message from the clerk. Then he rushed back to the pharmacy. But the masked man who passed by on the road, but it caught his attention. After being scanned by the Star Master, guessed that the other party's cultivation method is from Miran Kingdom. Middle past life, it was the kingdom of Miram who broke the balance of power first, launched a war of aggression against Tiandu. Other countries have also been drawn into the war. This also became the trigger for the destruction of the eastern continent. At this point in time, Milan's people appear here. There must be some dark secret. Soon arrived at the pharmacy. The waiter at the door welcomed him warmly and took out the Tianlong terrier that just arrived. But Lao Song said that he had no money. But I want to sell these pills to you. The girl wanted to say no. When he saw what was on the table, he was dumbfounded. Is this a rare level 4 spirit gathering pill? Men like to go to the pharmacy to eat overlord meal. Then he took out the herbs from his storage bag. Throw it in together with the Tianlong terrier you just got. Under the urging of many, the formation is also slowly running. Until the moment the pill takes shape, reciting only shows a satisfied smile. Level 6 pill reconstruction pill. With this pill, his soul vein can be repaired. At the same time, the girl sent the pill to the store manager. After careful inspection by store manager Heng Feng, with the same surprised expression, then the two waited in the alchemy room for an hour. The door to the room slowly opened. Lao Song saw them. I can't help but rejoice. After taking the bait and introducing each other, the red party carefully took out the red bottle and asked, "Is it the legendary 5 extremities burning blood pill?" The blood burning pill breaks through the bottleneck of the great realm for new soul masters. Has a significant effect. This kind of precious thing is rare even for him. Old Song affirmed his answer and took out 2 more, expressing that they would sell them together. Hongfang was struck by lightning when he saw this scene. Time stands still. And this is exactly what Lo Song wants. The power behind Langzhou Pharmacy is the Heng's Chamber of Commerce. The Red Chamber of Commerce is one of the 3 major chambers of commerce in the Eastern continent. Not only is the wealth comparable to the country, it has a formidable network of contacts and resources. This is to protect against future dampness. He needs to improve his standing quickly and build your own vision. Heng's Chamber of Commerce can make good use of this big fish. After that, Lo Song directly had a love price, packed all these pills, and sold them to him. After the other party leaves the pharmacy, the red party immediately took this matter, reported to the forces behind it. On the way back, the appearance of a red-haired girl made Lo Song excited, because this girl was his girlfriend in his last life. A fun random. Old Song grabbed the girl's arm like a conditioned reflex. Contact the bearer of Starfall. Star Soul Rain is starting to replicate. San is a female assassin of the mysterious organization Taiyuan and is also the owner of the Star Spirit General Brigade. In the last life, I met him 3 years later. At that time, he was already a quasi-saint level powerhouse, with LV-Bu's unparalleled combat power, forcibly intervene in the battlefield of various countries, stop the cannibalism of the human race. When Lo Song was recalling the sweet past, a flustered Asen broke his arm. Then he took out his dagger and stabbed it. Lo Song blocked the backhand and wanted to explain. As a result, the next second, he was kicked by the little brother with high heels. And just after Asen ran away, there are a few black-robed men behind, and they immediately chase after them. Lo Song probed through the system. I learned that these are also people from Charming Country, and that one near Q Academy, like the man in black I met. I didn't expect this time. So many spies of the Dragon Kingdom have been mixed in. Remember the previous life? Nanzhou Q Academy was destroyed in this tide. The sole desire of the Star Soul descending Zuosi also disappeared. Is it related to the spies of these lost countries? Legend has it that thousands of years ago, some wise man of the human race created the Star Soul General. Since then, countless Star Spirit Masters have followed him. Explore a continent ravaged by beasts. The first Dean. It is the hero chosen by the Star Soul General Zuosi. He writes, Zuosi laid down the territory of Langzhou for Tiandu Kingdom and founded this Nanzhou Martial Arts Academy in 400 years. After that, his Star Soul will also turn into Soul Jade. Sealed and guarded in this statue, Umbrella was chased by many black-robed people, helpless to enter the jungle. But this also fell into their trap. The surrounding enchantment instantly activated. 4 huge mechs also trapped him in the middle. Stop playing, hurry up and solve this little girl's skin. Mecha received the order. Immediately swing the knife and chop down the umbrella. Seeing this, he jumped up in an instant, jumped into the air. Star Soul, enough. As the sound falls, a blue beam of light fell from the sky. And around it, the pieces are constantly coalescing and forming. Then both hands and weapons also manifested. It doesn't look good. Girl wants to resist. But no matter how hard she tried, it wouldn't help. And just when the other party is about to succeed, a blue light flashed by in an instant. At the same time, the chains that locked the raindrops also broke inch by inch. When the girl looks back, she is confused because the mech behind him is different from his color. Everything else is the same. Old Song knew that now was not the time to explain. It is recommended to solve the problem first and then talk about it. Umbrella, strong, cold. No words. Then the two rushed towards the enemy as more and more enemies fall. San observed something wrong. That person clearly only has the cultivation of the yellow rank, but it can use the smallest movement, precisely pierce the enemy in the center of the body. His precise control of spirit power and clean movement. It's like a veteran with decades of combat experience. After dealing with the last miscellaneous soldier, the two looked at the direction of the small head at the same time. Harry bawled, "Come on your knees, surrender? How can the old man bear such humiliation?" Immediately rushed over with the knife. But I didn't wait for him to get close. Both arms were cut off by Lao Song in an instant. Be honest. What the hell do you charming country bastards want? The sword is seen through. The leader looked fierce, immediately burned soul power and want to self-destruct and perish together. But in front of Lao Song, this method is simply an axe. He forcibly smashed the opponent's mech into pieces with one punch. The leader was also smashed into the ground by the counter-array, with self-forbidden fangs in his mouth. Old Song, guess some clues. You should be King Yi's subordinate, right? King Yi is the king of mercenaries who commands 330,000 and the remnants. He is also the owner of the Star Sour General, from the sunken island nation of Taihe. As far as I know, in my past life, he led the Supreme Court and the remnants joined the Nelons as a mercenary. Since then, he has been active on the battlefield of Xingluo Tiandu Kingdom. I had fought him many times in my last life, but the self with incomplete soul veins in the previous life. The gap with him is not 1.5 stars.